We are once again talking in this country about mass shootings, and particularly the one in Buffalo, New York over the weekend. Happened on Saturday, left 10 people dead, 3 others injured. The 18-year-old suspect is in police custody. 11 of the 13 victims shot were black, and authorities say this was a racially motivated hate crime. Here to discuss is New York Congressman Brian Higgins, who represents Buffalo and its surrounding areas. Welcome, Congressman Higgins. Thank you for being on the show. And as you know, this is a close-knit community. It's deeply religious. Churches were filled yesterday with people mourning the loss of their brothers and sisters. Tell me how your community is holding up. What's the way forward in the wake of this?
Well, Buffalonians are tough, and we're a resilient community, and we hope to learn from this and use that knowledge and this experience, this very difficult experience, from which to grow stronger as a community and grow closer as a community.
Congressman, what was your reaction to, look, we've unfortunately become accustomed to mass shootings, but what was your reaction then when you heard about the possible motivations, the racially motivated, the motivations there of the shooter?
Well, it was very clear that this is a racist act of domestic terrorism. The shooter has been charged with first-degree murder. There are other charges pending. But like a lot of people in this community, we are a close-knit community, and there is shock, and there is a lot of confusion. And people are, coming together. As you mentioned at the top of the segment, that churches were filled yesterday. I was in the True Bethel Church with many other elected officials and police officials, along with the community and family members of those who were shot. As you mentioned, there were 10 individuals that were killed, ages 23 through 86 years old. One of the victims, the 86-year-old woman, was the mother of a former Buffalo police commissioner, or former fire commissioner. So it's a sad day, and we're trying to do the best that we can, assist those who need grief counseling, and just be good citizens of the city of Buffalo, which is known as the city of good neighbors.
Congressman, you said you hope to learn from this. There was a police investigation, as you know, into the shooter. Reportedly, he had hate-filled posts all throughout major social media platforms. He had an obsession for white supremacy and for mass shootings. This young man walked into a store and was able to purchase the assault weapon that he used to kill 10 people in your community. Why is that possible? What can be done to prevent something like this from happening again?
Well, there should be a ban on assault weapons. Assault weapons aren't used for hunting. They're used to kill people. And, we as a nation have become numb to this. There's too much gun violence in Buffalo and throughout the nation, and it's pervasive and it's growing. So there is legislation in the House that I'm a co-sponsor of. We will push to try to get the votes in the Senate for this legislation. But as you know, for anything to become law, it has to pass in the House, the Senate, before it goes to the President for signature. The President will be here tomorrow with the First Lady, and I'm hopeful that out of this terrible, terrible tragedy, some good can come from it relative to keeping our people safe. This is a very difficult time in Buffalo, but throughout the nation as well. And I'm confident that we'll get through this, but things have to change, and the status quo is not acceptable.
Congressman, you used 2 phrases here, the city of good neighbors, and you said close-knit community. But I have to bring up, and many people are right now, that this area, Buffalo, that particular zip code, you can find it on the list of the most segregated cities really in this country. And many black residents there feel for a long time that their lives haven't been valued, who feel a long time that they've been subjected to less than when it comes to schools, when it comes to places like grocery stores. So can you speak to the black community there for a minute? When you say something has to change, what change can you say or talk to them about now when they feel like they are once again the victims of racism?
Yeah, that's a very fair question, and it's a reasonable conclusion. And we have to do better. We have to be more inclusive. We have to be more equitable. I think the pandemic over the past 2.5 years has demonstrated, has exposed, has revealed the fragility of the American economy and American society. And we have to do better for the citizens of our city generally, but this community in particular. It was very hard to get a top supermarket in this community. This was a food desert. But there is a supermarket here that will open again, and we have a lot of money from the federal government, the state government, to redevelop Jefferson Avenue where we're standing right now. Tens of millions of dollars. We're going to restore a parkway that was decimated because of expressway building in the 1960s. So these are the kinds of things that we're going to try to do, and we need to see, we need to hear, we need to understand, we need to be empathetic, and we need to be generous with our neighbors. You can't have a thriving city with sections of the city that are not thriving. So that's what we have to do, and we will do it.
I know that's something a lot of your citizens there would be glad to hear, and certainly want to see some action on it moving forward. Congressman Higgins, I know it's a busy and painful time for your community there, so we do appreciate you taking some time with us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.